На метро? Про метро тоже будут шутки. Так, смотрите, ребятки, ехал как-то с таксистом, захотел с ним познакомиться, потому что прикольный такой парень, интересные истории рассказывает. Я думаю, хочу у него спросить, слушайте, а какую музыку вы вообще любите, что вы слушаете? И он ведет такую тачку, он курит, и он говорит, знаешь, я люблю техно-шансон. Я думаю, окей, блядь. Говорили, друзья, пользуйся Uber, нахуя уклон, нахуя уклон? Что происходит? Я думаю, ладно, надо вести это дело до конца. Я говорю, а кто у вас любимый исполнитель в жанре техно-шансон? Механа Лепс? Он такой, нет. Говорит, я люблю скутер. Я думаю, блядь, я под наркотиками. Что, почему? Почему он-то наваливает? Я просто хочу доехать живым. Я говорю, ладно, какая у вас любимая песня у скутера? И он такой, знаешь, я не помню начало, но припев там такой. Фраер! Шутка для тех, кто глубоко 80-х был, понимаете? Как один из наших следующих ребят. Кстати, ребята, сейчас будет английский комик, точнее американский. Человек будет говорить на английском, а вы должны будете понимать на русском или на украинском, или как вы хотите. Так, давайте поаплодируем Джеремайя. Оп, Джеремайя.
Добрый вечер, друзья. Меня зовут Еремия, я откуда Америки. Это правда, я не понимаю русский от украинский. It's good to be here with you guys tonight. Кто знает английский? Okay, good, because that was all the shit I could say. It's very cool to be here with you guys this evening. I was originally supposed to perform at Golden Gate tonight, Zoloty Voroта. Yes. And it was interesting for me because it felt like the peak of my career. That was it. It was as high as I could go. It's what I'd worked for all my life. Dreams come true if you follow them and work hard. Zoloty Voroта is a magical place. The great city of Kiev was defended against the Mongolians. Sex tourists can get a cold beer at Zoloty Vorota. I've only been there 2 or 3 times in my whole life, and it's really fucked up. Because the people there are weird. Like, as a foreigner in Ukraine, it's hard. It's really hard. Because when people meet me, they're like, you work at the embassy, duh? And I'm like, no, like, fucking English teacher. Which I'm not. I'm not an English teacher. But at Golden Gate, at Zoloty Vorota, I was there to meet a friend, and we're drinking a beer, and I see this guy come in. And he's dressed like he's in Africa, riding an elephant. He's wearing, like, fucking safari outfit, a big hat up on one side, and I'm like, I look at him, and it's this old British guy, and I'm like, what are you doing here? He goes, I'm hunting. And I was like, what are you hunting? He goes, pussy. And that's the moment I knew love was dead. It's true, man. I believe love is dead. I really do. I'm single. My girlfriend just broke up with me recently. Yeah, a lot of applause for that. Yeah, it is. It's really sad because women are all about details. She's always, it was all about the details. She just kept asking and asking the same question. When are you going to tell your wife about us? But really, no joke. And Tinder, my man was talking about Tinder. Tinder fucking scares me. I am scared of Tinder like people were scared of magic and witchcraft 400 years ago. That shit scares the hell out of me, man. Why? Have you seen the train wrecks on there? It's like, you make a fake profile of a woman. You will get more dick pictures in 2 hours than you've ever seen in your life. It's like, just nothing but dick pictures. One of the interesting things to me about women in Ukraine is I wouldn't want to date a rich woman or a woman that wanted to be rich. I want to date someone so poor that when I bring home something, she goes, this is magic, what is this? I'm like, baby, that's bread. There's more where that came from. I might even buy a goat. I'm going to run this village. So, no joke. Talking about love, talking about relationships, it's really hard. I'm going to confess something with you guys tonight. I had a pornography addiction. I was addicted to watching porn. It's not like most people. I watched the same video again and again and again. So many times that somewhere in my mind, I thought I was in a relationship with this woman. Late at night, I'd be like, "Spokojnej nocy, Boluchka," you know? Early in the morning, I'd be like, "Dobre ranku." Where's the lotion? So this went on, and went on for far too long, a couple months, and then I get an email, because I'm on the mailing list. I get an email that she has a new video out. So I light some candles and make it romantic. I set up my MacBook. We're gonna have, I'm gonna watch the new video. So I press play, and I'm like, who the fuck are these 8 black guys? The fuck is there a donkey going with a fucking Mexican hat? So I freaked out, right? I just start fucking kicking shit. I'm like smashing stuff. There's plates, and I hear this voice open the door, and it's like, "Put your pants on and get out of my basement." I'm like, "Izvinite, babushka," So that's a true story, by the way. I'm not allowed back there at Christmas anymore. So, no joke, 2 weeks ago I went to Poland. It was the first time I had ever been to Poland. Went to Warsaw. I've been in Ukraine for a while. Like, I'm fucking almost Ukrainian, I feel sometimes when I travel. So I get out of the train station, and there's this big square, there's a street, and then there's people standing and looking at a red light, and there's no fucking cars. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And that's when I realized I was in Europe. But even though Ukraine and Poland border each other, they're day and night. In Ukraine, the women are tall and beautiful and skinny. And in Poland, they look like American football players. I'm not joking. Imagine dating, if I was to get into a fight, right? I'd want a fucking Polish girlfriend. Because if you're getting beat up, you're like, "Help, help," and she'd be like, "Kurwa!" And she'd come and she'd be like, "The bad men will not hurt you no more. But the problem is you can't break up with a woman like that. You can't break up with her. You'd be like, "Hey baby, things aren't working out." She'd be like, boom, breaking the door, like, true story. So, one of the things, really, no joke, it's hard to be American in Ukraine. It really is. Because the cultural differences are real. I've never been to a party and got drunk for a baby's birthday party. Except for this is for the baby. And then the baby's in the corner smoking a cigarette, and he's like, "Maladies." Fucking, you come to work on Monday, and it's like, "Oh, God damn." And they're like, "What happened?" You're like, "Volodya turned 4." It's real shit. Another thing that's hard for foreigners in Ukraine is food. You have 1,000 years of food culture. It's yours. It's awesome. You know what we have? Cheeseburgers, goddammit. Everybody's fucking fat in America because the food's good. And, it's hard for me because if I go to a party or something, they're like, "Get him a Happy Meal. He loves McDonald's. He's Americans. Don't forget the Coke." It's true. And another thing that's hard is mayonnaise. I hate mayonnaise. I don't like it. I don't know why. Like, I think of mayonnaise, I'm like, ah! And I was in a band a long time ago in Ukraine, and we traveled all around, we played, and I ordered a pizza. Right? That's what I said. What do I not want on it? It comes out, it's got a smiley face and mayonnaise. And I think they're fucking trolling me. I'm like probably the only American they've ever seen. They're like, "You want to say, motherfucker?" So I'm like, "Девушка, что это?" She's like, "Это bonus." Like, and it was serious. What's this salad? This like, how do you call it? Olivier or some shit? This New Year's salad? I hate mayonnaise. I really do. Fucking, why are you guys fighting? Mayonnaise! So I went to this party, and it's a formal dinner, and we're there and we're eating, and the guy's like, "You must try the Olivier." Oh, of course. And I'm like, you know, and he's like, do you respect me? I ate it. It was bad. So one of the things that I'll talk about, you know, in my final part is driving in Ukraine. I drive with an American driver's license. And the new police are a little bit different than the old police. The old police, you could say anything. I got pulled over one time, and the policeman comes up, and he's like, asked for the documents, and I said, did you know that each star you see in the night sky is a light source capable of maintaining a gravitational force? And inside that gravitational force, an atmosphere could form, and single-cell organisms could create life. And he's like, just leave it again. True story. Another time, I have to tell you guys this. This is 100% true. I was in a taxi, and I was drunk. And I don't mean any kind of drunk, I mean fucking drunk. Like the kind of drunk that when you're a child, older people go, hey, don't get fucking drunk. I was that drunk. I had no passport, I had no documents, and I'm in a taxi. And I lived outside of Kiev, I lived close to Vyshgorod, and I'm on this Bogatyrskaya road, and there's a police station. And this was the old police, and the guy holds the stick out, and he pulls over my taxi driver. The taxi driver pulls over, and he starts yelling at the police. And I'm like, fuck, we don't yell at police in America, they'll shoot you. And this guy's, you know, nah, nah, nah. And they get him out of the car, and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is going on? And the next thing I know, they're beating my taxi driver, like, and I'm like, fuck that, open the door and I run. And this fat cop is like, I'm like, and I ran from the police, and I tell people this story, like, you didn't run from the police. I'm like, I did. They were fucking beating the taxi driver. So, no joke, one of the strangest experiences I have ever had in Ukraine is on the bus. The autobus, the marshutka. Look, now imagine me, the first time a bus pulls up, door opens, there's like legs hanging out, the door's like, and I'm like, I can't even get in there. And then this little tiny yellow bus pulls up, and I'm like, well, fuck, there's room in there. And I get in, and it's like, it feels like a disco party on wheels. And after like, 3-4 kilometers, you're like, you've been bumping and grinding on people. And then the worst part was when somebody took a grivna and put it in my mouth and was like, but the marshutka is no joke. But the most interesting thing is flying with Ukrainians. Like, it's my absolute favorite. One of the times when I was flying to Ukraine, I was on a British Airways flight, and we were coming from New York to London, and then from London to Kiev. And there's this guy on the fucking flight who buys a bottle of vodka from duty free, and he drinks it on the flight. And then he's like, shishi beer, and he's like grabbing tits, like really, like just, hey, yeah. And we're on the plane with British people, and they're like, oh, don't grab titties, no. And then, so it's only me, the crazy American, and then there's like one like fat Irish guy in the back who's drunk. He's Irish, he has to be. And so I'm sitting there, and we can see this guy going all around the plane and causing problems. And the guy comes up, or the stewardess comes up, she's, excuse me, sir, we have a passenger on the plane that needs to be restrained. Would you help us? And I'm like, I have waited my whole fucking life for this moment. I've watched every Chuck Norris movie. I've seen Sylvester Stallone, Schwarzenegger, fucking Jean-Claude Van Damme. I just fucking get up, I'm like, whoa. And I look back, and there's this fucking big, fat, fucking Irish guy, and he gets up and he's like this, and 400 years ago my family was Irish, that's why I have a red beard. So we're walking, and he looks at me, he goes, oh, grab his head, you go for the body. And I'm like, oh, fucking right. We get up, and the guy is drunk. He's not even a problem anymore. Have you ever been so drunk that you can't sit in a seat? Like, it's like, fucking legs all out. He's like, so we grab him. The big guy's like, on the head, and I'm like, just immediately. We zip tie him, and the second we zip tie him, everybody on the plane is like, I have never experienced this. I didn't know what to do, so I went like this. I felt like the fucking world champion wrestler. I'm like high-fiving children. And I go and I sit back down, and me and the big Irish guy, he gives me a glass of whiskey, and he goes, you know, if we would have been on those planes during 9/11, the World Trade Center would still be there. It's black humor, but it's what we do. Guys, so my last joke is about, has anybody here ever flown Ukrainian International Airlines?
Unfortunately, yeah.
I mean, everybody's like, that's not a joke, that's real. So, I'm not joking, man. I've flown out of Ukrainian International Airlines. They have a direct flight to New York City. And so we're getting ready to take off, and there's like this sweet grandma from the village. She's standing there, she's got a thing, and she won't sit down. She's looking out the window and like, babka this, you know? It's like, and that was the pilot, you know? Plane takes off, she's all shaking. But Ukrainian International Airlines really is, man, they should change the name to fuck it, just get on the plane. It's the only time I've ever sat down and the pilot makes an announcement. He goes, ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your pilot speaking, Ivan Mudachenko. This is my co-pilot, and then you hear like, and then the pilot goes, if you believe in God, you may not want to make peace with the Jesus before the takeoff. Thank you for flying. And then right after that, like a sandwich hits you in the face, and it's like, that would be €7. But the bathroom looks like an epic battle of good and evil. When like it looks like a rock star's hotel room. There's like broken bottles and condoms, and it really is like that. But one of the times I was flying to Kiev, the plane comes in. It's doing like 400 kilometers an hour. A wheel touches, and a dude goes, unbuttons and goes, "Где want you to be done?" And runs to the front. It's like, "No, остановки, блядь." Guys, thank you so much. My name is Jeremiah Fowler.